Another section of your code that I'd like to highlight relates to conflicts of interest and conflicts of commitment. If you are involved in sponsored research, you are required to disclose conflicts under UVM's Financial Conflicts of Interest for Sponsored Research, or FCOI policy. Everyone else is required to disclose conflicts under UVM's Conflict of Interest, Conflict of Commitment policy. Either way, if you have a conflict, you are required to disclose it. A conflict of interest is when you or a member of your family has, or could have, a personal or financial interest that could affect your independent judgment as it relates to your university duties, or if you have a personal or financial interest that could result in personal gain or advancement at the expense of the university. And if you have a real or even a perceived conflict, it needs to be disclosed. Disclosing conflicts doesn't only protect the university, it also protects you. If you engage in external activities that interfere or could interfere with your ability to perform your university duties, you may have a conflict of commitment. Officers of administration and others identified by the President are required to fill out an annual conflict disclosure form and are required to update it if circumstances change during the year. Faculty is required to disclose potential conflicts to their chair, or in departments that do not have a chair, to their dean as conflicts arise or as circumstances change. All other UVM employees are required to disclose to their manager or supervisor as conflicts arise or as circumstances change. Here are some examples. If you are in a position to make a decision to hire or promote a member of your family, you have a conflict that needs to be disclosed and managed. If you supervise, set salary or wages, if you approve time cards or employment records, or if you otherwise evaluate the job performance of a family member, you have a conflict that needs to be disclosed and managed. If you are responsible for negotiating or authorizing a contract, or if you otherwise purchase services, goods, or products from a family member, or a business owned by a family member, you have a conflict that needs to be disclosed and managed. Some conflicts are not necessarily prohibited, but they could be, and therefore also need to be disclosed. Here are a few examples. If you have a second job or provide services, such as consulting, while you're employed by UVM, this could create a conflict. If you hire other university employees or students that you oversee for non-UVM activities, you could have a conflict. If you hold a financial interest in a company or organization that competes with UVM, you could have a conflict. Again, disclosing conflicts does not mean that the arrangement is prohibited. It means that it likely needs to be managed, and disclosing it will protect both the interests of the university and will also protect you. As noted previously, if you are involved in sponsored research, you are required to disclose under UVM's FCOI policy.